trim, the windows, and the finished siding on here. Then once that's done, we're going to lift it up into place and continue with the other walls. And nail down 2 2x4s on the flat as blocking for the eave trim. So I'm putting an extra layer of tape where I know the corner board will end and the siding begins, because I know the siding, all the nails on the last row of siding will go right along this tape, and the nails for the corner board will be right here too. So just putting this extra piece of tape helps ensure that the nails are all sealed up. After marking the location of the corner boards, apply stops to set the siding against. These stops will be removed later when we install the corner boards. For the gable end trim, we use a PVC product that is impervious to rot and can be left unpainted.
Ow.
The soffit goes flush to the 2x blocking. We hold the rake trim above the blocking 5/8 of an inch so the top edge will be flush with the roof sheathing. Once the window opening is flashed and the window is installed, we can begin installing the sidewall shingles. I only have the 4-inch with me. Normally I'd use 6-inch. Such as happens on the job site as well, you use what you have. You hold on to that. So the purpose of this flashing is that if water gets in through the window somehow, into the rough opening, it runs down, hits this flashing, and comes out. Before installing the window, apply a bead of caulk along the sides and across the top of the rough opening. This will seal the back of the window flange. Yep. 42. Perfect right there. If we went ahead and shingled this whole thing all the way down, sided it, lifted it up, then we'd have no way of nailing this section of sheathing into the rim of the floor system here. And this is just to keep the flashing from getting crunched and mutilated. Below the siding, we install drip cap flashing over the water table. Like most flashing details, I like to tape the top edge with self-adhesive flashing.
Oops. Trying to hold this down against it.
Hold that. What I'm doing here is laying out the courses of shingles so that we can try to get them to come even with the bottom of the window and the top of the window. Just something that distinguishes a good job from a bad job. With the story pole laid out, we transfer our marks to the wall for reference as we install our shingles. Notice we used a piece of 3/8 inch thick siding to space the shingles up off the cap flashing. This helps prevent the siding from wicking up any water that pools on the flashing. Now these are just B-grade white cedar shingles. They have knots in them, but the knots are usually up above the exposure line. So they're cheaper than the ones that don't have knots. Right there, right? While you can hand nail shingles, it's well worth the expense to rent a compressor and pneumatic stapler. I recommend an 1.5-inch staple with a 1/4 to a 1/2-inch crown. You have to stagger so that you're covering the seams, and you're supposed to stagger over 3 courses worth. And these shrink anyway. A lot of people try to get them really tight. They shrink, that's the look. They shrink and they turn gray. It's the other reason why you want to make sure to stagger the joist, because they do open up. Sometimes up to a 1/4 I've seen.
Yeah.
And if you have a 1/4-inch gap over a 1/4-inch gap over a 1/4-inch gap, water's going to go right through. At the bottom corner of the window, notch the shingles to protect this vulnerable spot from leaking.
Because over the next 2 courses, you'll end up with 3 seams right in a row, all the way through, which would be a good place for a leak. At the rake, the shingles need to be cut to match the roof pitch.
An easy way to do this is to fabricate a simple circular saw sled that matches the roof pitch. The shingles butt into 1x blocking that will eventually be covered with a piece of PVC trim.
Oh.
Yeah, up, right up. If it slips, I'm running.
No, it should be all right. It's tacked up from the bottom, so.
All right, you got it?
I have it. You're just going to nail it, or you want to eyeball it close for a
We'll
level?
eyeball it once I get the nail in here.
Back to me a little. Back to me. Back to me. Right there is good. Very good. Yep. So that's close. We're not quite on our line at the bottom, and it gives us enough room to adjust.
That's what we want.
You need to go in the middle of the window?
Yeah, not too much. Just let me pull the nail. Yep.